Divine greetings. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Welcome to the Saiyonan archives. If you're new here, my name is Nuna. I am the seer, the poet, the witch, the wise woman, the sage of the Saiyonan archives, and I'm excited to have you. And if you are returning, hey tribe, how are you doing? I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. We're going to be doing a reading today. This is not a pick a deck reading. This is just me being called to the altar to give you guys some messages. I have been on a reading binge recently. If you haven't noticed, I've been uploading readings for the past, I want to say, couple of weeks or so. It's been a while since I've shown my face on camera, which I'll be showing my face soon because I'm going to be doing a show and tell with you guys, letting you guys see what's in the apothecary. Well, I like to call it the Ethereum. Letting you guys see what's in the Ethereum and whatnot, and also letting you guys see which books I have in my sacred faith. I know that it's so wild because I just jumped right into it. I don't know why, but I felt the need to just go right into explaining that. Anyways, yeah, I have no idea what these messages are going to be. Today I woke up and I felt very excited. I don't know what I felt excited about. I don't know what I felt excited for. I don't know what's coming in. To be honest with you, I do the best that I possibly can to ensure that the excitement, or not even just excitement, but whatever I feel, that I distinguish that between me, my own things going on in my own personal life, and the collective consciousness. Because as a seer, as a witch, as a wise woman, right, as a woman who wears many hats in this reality, as someone who has a very strong heightened sense of intuition, I pick up on collective energy as well as my own, and people that I love or care about around me and things of that nature. So I also am hearing spirits say you are a Skywalker. That's so funny. I don't know what the or like Dreamwalker, Skywalker. I feel like the reason why Spirit is saying that is because I'm someone that does have a lot of intense dreams, and so with that, I'm gonna just stick with that topic. There's something about dreams, and I'm hearing the words wishing well. It could be something that you've been dreaming about, or it could be something that you yourself have been wishing for, and I'm hearing something about like a reflection. Like there's something about how wishing wells will reflect back to you your greatest hopes and wishes, but also the deeper meaning why, or they make you kind of question, why do I want this? Why is this a desire of mine? What is it behind it? What is it that I'm either not masking, but what is it that I have within myself, what that rests within my darkness that I want to experience or that wants to be birthed? And what does that have to do with my wants and my desires? And I feel that sometimes we have these desires, these hopes and wishes that we normally don't share out loud with people. We kind of keep them to ourselves until we fulfill them. And then if it's meant to be shared with the world, then we will share that. But for the most part, there are some things that we keep in our own inner darkness. There's some things that we keep within our own shadows, because for some people, you may feel ashamed, or you may feel like it's just simply sacred to you, or it's something that you feel like you don't want people to misunderstand or to misread or mishandle or misinterpret, and so you keep these things to yourself. But there's something about a wishing well, and going down to that wishing well and telling and whispering to this well the things that you wish to see come to fruition, or the things that you wish to see come to manifest in your life. That's what I'm hearing, and that's what I'm feeling. There's something very magical about wishing wells, where you're able to just simply connect with your own inner world and the divine within you, the divine feminine within you, to bring about these nourishing waters of fulfillment, these nourishing waters of abundance, or whatever it may be, but something that really helps you tap into your own spiritual essence. And I don't know why, but I'm seeing like glitter and like things that are very sparkly. That's what I'm feeling, and that's what I'm hearing right now. Talking about that, that's so interesting. We have the Ten of Pentacles here, as well as the Four of Swords, which brings me to just being able to be in the company of not only those that you love, but being able to just simply rest and just being able to just relax, knowing that you're taken care of. Relax knowing that everything is provided for, that you don't have to worry about anything at all. You guys may or may not hear things happening in the background, because All of my children are up, obviously. Yes. Okay. So you're getting a lot of cards coming up in reverse. I try not to read the cards in reverse. I like to kind of just read them as is, but sometimes reversals can absolutely indicate some type of energy that is either blocked or, you know, trying to come through, or that needs some kind of reassessment. I just heard the words like spillage. There's something that you're being asked, or like spirit is wanting you to ask yourself, or that there's a question, there's something being called into question. This is the second time the Chariot card has showed its face. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it out, but I'm hearing that it needs to be the last card, so I'm gonna pull a few more cards real quick. Wow, what was that? King of Swords. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I get a sense of like agitation. Like there's something that feels very agitating to somebody. Yeah, there's something, someone's dealing with some type of like hard or like harsh energy. It could be a father figure, or it could be a masculine figure that is just not letting up or like easing up. You're wanting to do things in your own way right now, but for whatever reason, it's not, something isn't panning out. Like there's something, I just heard that someone could be using something against you right now. Take it as it resonates. Someone could be using something against you, or there's something that this person says where they speak, but they speak from a space of being defensive, or they speak from a space of needing to have reign and authority because they're insecure about something. But the truth is that they themselves could be threatened by your softness, or they could be threatened by the grace you carry. What I'm hearing is that they're threatened by the grace you carry. There's something that you're holding, and you can't hold. Spirit is saying that you can't hold it all on your own. It's something where you just keep, it feels overwhelming. Someone is either overwhelmed by some type of like grief, or some type of like self-inflicted harm is what I'm hearing, like self-inflicted harm, or like they're trying like their hardest to overcome something, but they feel like this person or this thing has like a mental hold on them. Like I'm surprised that I don't see the Devil card. Wow, that's so funny. Talking about hopes and wishes, you actually do have the Star card here. That is so interesting that we were talking about hopes and wishes. What this is making me kind of feel like, though, is that I'm hearing that in spite of it all, like the words are in spite of it all. Let me bring this camera down some. Hopefully you guys can see that. In spite of it all is what I'm hearing. So you're being asked what are you focusing on, and do you feel that you are in a space where you have to explain yourself about what you want, and like what fills you up, and like the things that you want to do but also like want to experience? There's a lot of letting go right now. Actually, what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of letting go right now. What's being reflected in your life is the fact that, or what's being shown to you is the things that you do to take care of yourself, the things that you do to honor yourself, the things that you do on a daily basis that either weigh you down or uplift you. And what I'm hearing is that there's something that you could possibly be doing that is causing more harm than good, when you know very well that there's something else that you're wanting, and you're knowing that the answer is yes, but for some reason there's something that keeps circling back, or there's something that keeps gnawing at you. And I'm feeling like it's this King of Swords. This King of Swords is coming up as a pest, or it's coming up as this energy that just won't let you go. Like it won't let you leave because it needs to be relevant. Because what it sounds like is that this King of Swords is afraid that you will be better off without it, or if it's afraid that it won't exist. Like without you, like they won't exist. And it's so interesting because I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Lights Out, right? Have you ever seen Lights Out? It's a horror paranormal type of movie. I don't mean to bring that vibration here, but it sounds very terrible, and forgive me for saying this, but that's the movie that's coming through, and I'm gonna go with that because that's what I'm feeling right now. It's like this energy that's just so malevolent, and it doesn't even understand why. It just is the way that it is. Like it doesn't understand why it operates the way that it operates. It's been through its own things. It's been through its own kind of like energy, but it needs this darkness in order to survive. It needs you in a dark place in order to be relevant, but it needs something with you. It needs your mind. It needs your mindset. I don't like the way that this is making me feel right now. In fact, I feel like I do want to burn some Palo Santo right now because I don't like the way that it's making me feel, and I feel like that's where the agitation is coming from. I'm picking up on the fact that there's someone here who is so powerful, who is so gifted, that wants something for themselves, but there's these voices or these things, these energies that linger in the darkness, but they need you to be there because without you, it just simply won't exist. The same way that in the movie like Lights Out, I can't remember the entity's name or whatever, but I'm not even going to say the name of the entity because I don't want that lingering around this. I don't want that. I'm not here for that vibration. So basically, I think like in the movie, though I apologize about that. As I was talking to you guys about that movie, my memory card got full, which I find to be very interesting, I'm not going to say coincidental, but I'm going to say that happened in divine timing. I don't want to stick too long to that subject, but I'm going to finish making my point and then we're going to get off and we're going to let it go. The way that it made me feel is like with the movie, that entity needed the mother's energy. Like it needed the mother's, it needed to be around that mother because that's the only thing. She was the only bridge between that entity surviving and it being non-existent. And so it was such a malevolent energy where it was feeding off of her. It basically got rid of people that she loved and cared about, like except for, the children and whatnot, because she demanded that the entity left the children alone and whatnot. So as agitated as a being was, once the mother unfortunately, did what she felt was best, it ended up in a way, destroying the entity. But there's something very significant even about that, because even with me saying that, I'm almost kind of getting the sense of there's these parts of us that keep lingering. It's the shadow aspect there where it feels like it needs to be relevant, where it feels that it just needs to survive or be known, right? But it's also these like projected, or not even just these projected, but these aspects of us where we hide or that we keep to ourselves, or it's these parts of us that, I'm trying to get the words out. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that there's parts of us that we don't share, or there's a part of us that wants to be relevant. There's a part of us that wants to be seen. There's a part of us sometimes that we want to share, but we don't know how. And so it just eats at us, and it just constantly does so to the point to where we become miserable. We feel miserable, and that's the energy that I'm getting. This could be a side of yourself that this negative self-talk, this negative self-doubt, this unfavorable energy where you keep thinking the worst because you're not used to being happy. And this is making me feel like someone is like, some spirit is saying to you now, like, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. But how can you be if you keep telling yourself that you're not worthy of this, that you don't deserve this? Whatever it is that your greatest wish is, I want you to not only not cling to it so tightly to where you suck the life out of it, but I want you to understand that is a part of what you are here to experience. But how can you experience that hoarding and holding on to all of these unfavorable events, these unfavorable circumstances, these unfavorable things that happen in your life? Don't you think that you deserve to be happy? Here comes the sun again. And I feel like Spirit is saying to you now, and I'm getting chills right now, and I'm wanting to give you a really big hug, because I know and I can feel deep within my spirit that someone here is overwhelmed with so many things going on in their life, and Spirit is saying, like, I want you to lay those down. You are worthy of so many more things, and it's not even about you being worthy of it. It's more so about the fact that you're here to experience, because it is your right to experience that. But how can you, if you keep holding on to these things? Why do you hold on to them? Do you feel the need to hold on to these things so tightly because you feel that it's the only thing you own? Like, why do you, like, ask yourself, why do you do this? Like, when you call out for these things, do you believe that you are truly worthy of receiving these things? When you call out, when you ask them, this King of Swords here, I feel like this King of Swords needs to be made to rest. I feel like the reason why is because some people are just so used to feeling alone. Some people are just so used to feeling like they have nothing without something or someone, when truly what they could be doing is finding the value within themselves. That's why you have the Empress card here in reverse. It's one of those things where you have to spend time with the divine, saying, even though I spend so much time wishing that I would have done these things a certain way, or even though I wish that my life panned out a certain way, it doesn't mean that I'm any less worthy of receiving more to come. And that's the reason why you keep getting a Chariot card here, because this is your exit. This is where you say, I no longer wish to be held back by these things, if instead I'm choosing to let these things go. It's a conscious choice, and it's a conscious effort. If you decided that you were going to go and you were going to head for that thing, you will receive this, whatever this may be, this ultimate fulfillment. But then you have to ask yourself, what does fulfillment even look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? How can I embody fulfillment? This is about being the embodiment of fulfillment, but letting go of these toxic forms of thinking. What I'm hearing also is like intrusive thoughts. I don't know why I'm hearing like intrusive thoughts right now, but there's something about someone's like unfavorable mindset that they want to check right now. And Spirit is asking for you to open yourself up to not just like healing that aspect of you, but completely letting that aspect go. There's a difference between you planning something and you preparing for something versus you sinking to the bottom, the abyss and the depths of this, you know, until you reach this terrain of whatever it may be. But then you see the terrain just keeps going under. Like I'm hearing like a terrain that just keeps sinking. Like the base just keeps sinking. Like there's a never ending story, or there's like this never ending, there's this never ending. Like it's like it just doesn't end. It just keeps going on perpetually, infinitely. The same way you can feed into the positivity and that go on infinitely, you can also spiral into the devastation and that go on infinitely. But you being a limitless being, you being someone, a soul that is infinite, your thoughts are infinite. But what infinite, like, it's so interesting because it's like I'm hearing like, what direction are you choosing to go on infinitely? This Chariot card here is bringing me to like a spaceship or like a rocket ship for whatever reason. This could be interstellar travel within the abyss of your own mind, or it could be interstellar travel through the heights of your own mind. Now you get to pick, you get to choose. I hope that this is making sense to somebody, because I know that sometimes when I feel the messages, but they don't always come out in the way that I feel them. At least I try my best to make sure that they come out in that way, in the best way possible. I just heard like light years. Someone here who's listening to this has a really strong connection to Sirius. They have a really strong connection to the cosmos, period, as we all do. But there's something special about whoever is here. I just feel like I just heard that you're saying goodbye. Like you're saying goodbye to something or someone for good this time, so that you can focus on what you really do want. I want you to look into your natal chart, and I want you to tell me in the comments where your part of fortune is and where your north node is. I want you to tell me down in the comments where yours is. For me, my north node is in Sagittarius in the 8th house. My part of fortune is in the 12th house and a sign of Aries. My God, did you guys see how perfect that was? Talk about a wishing well. We have the 9 of Cups here. Exactly. Like you couldn't make this up. You just couldn't make it up. I'm so excited. That is so wild. That is so wild. That is so wild. I feel like if I were gonna work with an oil, if I were you, I would work with the ethereal visions that I have available in the Ethereum. I am going to be creating an oil, which I had one actually like back, way back in the day. Like, I want to say like 2019, I think, 2019, yeah, like 6 years ago, I made an oil. It's called the Wish Me Luck oil. I feel like I would work with that one. I would work with Planetary Magic, the Planetary Magic Jupiter oil. I will make sure to link down in the description box which oils you can 100% work with. If it really just kind of depends on what your intention is, but if I had this reading, I would 100%, as a matter of fact, I would, now that I think about it, I would work with the Persian Banish actually, because Persian Banish can help you to get rid of these things, to get rid of those things. I would do a clearing first. I would use this paired with the Purge and Banish fixed candle that I have available in the Ethereum. After I've done that weekly for the next like 5 weeks, or even letting it burn for like a total of like 5 to 7 days, I would then go in after that and then work with the ethereal visions to help you tap into that reservoir of infinite information that you can pull from to help you with your hopes and wishes. And also the Wish Me Luck oil, I would 100% work with that. For others of you, you feel more like you want to gravitate towards the Jupiter oil, I would 100% do that. And another one I would work with would probably be the self-love oil. Anyway, pick whatever you wish to. I'm gonna link the Ethereum down in the description as well as in the comment section. But this High Priestess, I'm sorry, not the High Priestess, but with this card here, the Empress card coming up in reverse, it really does make me feel like there's something that someone wants to give birth to and work on and nurture, and they have a really strong connection to it, but they're having trouble figuring out how to go after it, or how to speak it, or how to share it. I feel that this is a sacred time right now that you want to connect with their guides for. I want to give you some type of empowerment and say that you don't have to allow yourself to be held back by this King of Swords. I know that for some of you, you have felt alone so many times, and you felt like because of you being alone, that somehow that loneliness equated to invalidity. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but it makes me kind of feel like someone was just, they just felt unworthy. But I do feel like your guides are saying like, no, like you may believe that because of your circumstances, but that's not true. In fact, what we see true for you is this, and they're coming in saying, nope, we're getting rid of all this, we're helping you, and we're going to give you this because we know that you've been wanting it. You just have to be strong enough to let shit fall. They're not saying that shit word, I'm saying that, but they're wanting you to understand that once you decide to walk away and let the ship sink, that's when you're going to start getting everything you want, and that's when you're going to start seeing how everything just kind of unfolds, and it's really for the better. It's the cliche saying it's a blessing in disguise, for lack of better terms. I'm gonna leave that there, but I'm really hoping and wishing that you do have something that you can be proud of, because you yourself are someone to be proud of. You can be proud of yourself. Also, last card here is the Fool card. Watch, when you decide that you're gonna get up and leave and walk away, I promise you, I can tell that you are gonna experience the best possible experience. You just have to be bold enough to say what you want. You just have to let the universe know without question. And also, if you've got people around you, friends, family, whoever it may be, who kind of dim the light when it comes to like the things that you love and care about, who make you feel like the things that you want aren't good enough, or that they're just out of reach for you, I want you to exit those circles. That's not where you want to be. If you've got someone that doesn't know how to honor what you want and what you love to do without keeping their own projections to, or the things that they want to project onto you to themselves, these are not people that you want to be around. Then again, I can't tell you who to be around. Okay, so I'm not really liking like what I'm feeling here. So I'm just gonna pull a couple of cards. I feel like I just want to like, oh, okay. That card wants to come out. Okay, so you also got that one. So basically what I'm feeling for someone is that these are some things that you can also think about. Child, you have a gift here. I love the fact that you have a gift. Wealthy man, unexpected income, thief, imprisonment. Exactly. These are the blockages. You see how you have all of these amazing things right here on the left, and then like on the right you have the thief and then the imprisonment. There's something that's trying to, or someone that's robbing you of something, and it's robbing you and it's keeping you prisoner, and it's like they've got you on like this chain. It's this devil card energy that I'm feeling, but it's not showing its face, and therefore this lets me know that they're trying to hide. Like this individual, I'm telling you, like, they're lurking in the shadows, and I don't like the way that this is making me feel right now. Like, I don't like it, and I don't like it for you either, because I feel like there's something, or like there's an unwanted presence, and this energy knows that if it were around people that really make you feel good about yourself, that they would call it out. And so they keep themselves in the shadows, and they keep themselves hidden, because they feel like, okay, you know, this could be an abuser. Like, I'm hearing like something about an abuser, and abusers coming through. They will never show up in front of your friends, in front of your family, because they know that they will be called out. But see, it's like they have like this predatory like type of like behavior, and for some of them they could be sleeping right next to you. I hope that's not true for you. I hope it isn't, but let's just be honest. Like, sometimes in life these things go undetected, either because of like a karmic type of interaction, or because sometimes we just don't see it. And we're not wrong, right? Like, your intuition will pick up on several things, but there's not so many things that your intuition is going to pick up on. There's some things that you're just not going to know. You may have hunches, but then you say, you know what? I don't have tangible proof. I'm going to keep going with that. I always want you to go, or I want you to always go with your gut feeling. Always do. Take it from me. There has been times where I went against my intuition and I suffered for it. Please learn my lesson. That way you don't have to experience that. If you've got an intuition, or if you've got an idea or a feeling or a hunch, a strong one, I really want you to follow that, because no one can tell you that you are wrong, because logic can be manipulated. Okay, the fact that you have thief and the fact that you have imprisonment, it's the matter of the mind. I do see here with the child, the gift, the wealthy man, the unexpected income, all of these are the focus, and we have to get ourselves away from this energy here, because what I see happening is that once you call out the energy, once you expose the energy, once you call it out, right? Okay, somebody here has a strong connection to like paranormal things, or like I'm hearing like paranormal activity. Someone has a very strong connection to the other side. And I also feel like you want to be I need you to work with some type of spiritual protection oil. I need you to put like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but if you're into like, you know, witchcraft or the craft or whatever, I really want you to salt your windows. I want you to, whether you do hoodoo or whether you do witchcraft or, you know, whatever you do, I need you to protect your space, and I need you to please cleanse your space, because there's energy that's lingering. It could be because someone came into your home and they had something with them and they left it there, and they left your house feeling better. If you yourself, okay, this is specific. If you yourself are feeling heavy after someone left, or like shit's like out of order, but then they left your home saying, you know what, I feel so much better after leaving your house, that's a red fucking flag. We need to check that shit. And I'm saying this with all due respect. I know that someone may feel off put by that, but this is a strong boundary. Y'all know I got a potty mouth. If you don't know, now you know. I have a really strong potty mouth. And with my Sag moon, I tend to just kind of curse, because that's just, I don't know. Anyway, so basically I feel like if you get that, or if someone says that to you, I really want you to check that, because that is that's the number one sign that they left something. And if it's like, no, like this needs to go. I also want you to respectfully let them know that before they come into your home, that they need to be cleansed. And if they don't agree to that, you as a spiritual being have the right to refuse them into your home. Please, you do not welcome all spirits, and it's okay for you to let them know that. I have to trust that this is what's happening and that this is what I'm feeling. I trust it. I really want you to protect your home, protect your space. I really need you to go in and I want you to mop your floors. I really need you to do that because there is an energy lingering in the background that is keeping you imprisoned and away from what you're wanting to experience. For some of you, it is a literal entity. For others of you, it's a person outside of you. For you, it's just simply a version of yourself that you have trouble letting go of because of the fear of receiving. You know, just pick whatever, you know, just pick. All right, so the fact that you have child, the gift, the wealth, and unexpected income, I do feel like some of you guys are in for a welcome, like a very welcoming surprise. I'm seeing that you're either going to be gifted something, obviously, but someone is watching you and sees you and is going to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give you this. And because, you know, of this, you know, I'm hoping that it does help you in the long run. I just heard like an allotment of money for someone, like some type of check or they're paying it. I'm hearing that they're paying it forward. It could be I just heard like an income tax, like I'm hearing something about an income tax. Also with the child here, this is something where they see the innocent part of you and they want to give to that because they love you. Oh, I just heard the words rope bunny. Y'all little nasties. I'm kidding. I ain't here to call no one nasty, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hearing. Absolutely. So that's what I'm feeling. I've got cards falling everywhere. Those cards don't matter. I'm gonna pick them up after I'm done with the reading. Oh, Spirit, thank you so much. Change it away. All that glitters. Also, I want you to be very mindful of who you receive things from, because just because they give it to you does not mean that they have good intentions. Now I'm talking about a minute. Okay, so just make sure that whatever you are getting or receiving, that it is actually worth you receive. It's that they come with good intentions. If they don't, I'm gonna say to please just kind of respectfully decline, but you know what is for you. A change in the wind. I do feel like, again, these winds, these represents the mental space orphaned. Exactly. This is reaffirming this is reaffirming this energy here. You may be a foster child, or you may want to take in people who are, you want to, you know, adopt. Is what I'm hearing, something about adoptions, or you may be adopted and you feel alone in a system that just doesn't, for some of you, the system just does not care for you or favor you. What I'm hearing is that you want to, some of you are longing for like family. Wow. I'm getting like this energy of like someone, I know this reading is going on. Thank you guys for being so patient and for listening to the whole reading. I feel like this is someone who is either like a foster child who's in a home where they feel alone, but they also feel robbed of something, like they felt robbed of life. And I do feel like a leg up is at the bottom of the deck. You are 100. There's some type of help. Some type of help. Imagine is here. Imagine is bringing me to that witching world we talked about. A loyal heart, exactly. I feel like someone sees you, someone is with you. This is a loved one who's passed on. This is a loved one that passed on. They are definitely an ancestor, but also I'm hearing that they're a friend, they're a visitor, and they are coming because they feel it's like someone. Okay, have you guys ever seen the movie, what is that? I don't want to keep, okay. Spirit, do I need to say this? Okay. I'm being given the okay, but we're going to cleanse before we leave, okay? Have you guys ever seen one of the Insidious movies? I believe it's Insidious. Is it the 5 Keys or something like that? Is it? No, that's not it. That's something completely different, I think. Or is it the Insidious movies? I can't remember. Maybe not. I can't remember, but it's one of those movies where I'm losing my train of thought now. I can't even think of what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so it was something to 5 Keys, and remember how it's the story of, I think, Lorraine. No, not Lorraine. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of The Conjuring. My bad. All of these horror movies coming through, you guys. Are you guys like interested in these movies? Okay, so it was one movie where it was about Elise. There you go. The name was Elise, and how she was a young girl who had the gift of seeing and things like that, and then her mom ended up like passing away because, you know, the unfortunate events, and then how at the very end how her mother came back to help her, and that was the guide. I'm getting a sense of like there's a guide who's coming to help you, and you see them. Other people may not be able to see them, but then you can see them, and then they help you. That's the leg up that I'm seeing for some of y'all. It took forever for me to get that out. Thank y'all for being so patient. I'm going to do a quick cleansing before we exit this reading. So anyway, I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here. I'm gonna burn some sage really quickly, and open up my doors and things of that nature, because I do not want this energy staying here. So anyway, if you guys need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesaiyonanpath.org. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know how you are feeling down in the comment section. Thank you for tuning into this message. Also, you guys can follow along with me over on Instagram at thesaiyonanpath and at Magic of Eden. I'm also on Substack. Of course, I'll leave the information link down below in the comment section, as well as what oils you guys can use. I'm going to be doing a show and tell pretty soon with me showcasing the items that are in the Ethereum that I love to use, and just, you know, just some of the items from the Ethereum. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys down in the comment section about some things that I have that are available online, which are readings and subscriptions that you guys can use. I'll make sure to leave everything linked down in the comment section. I love you guys, and I will catch you in my next video.